I never got along with my parents. Ever, really. Always fighting, always yelling. You guys saw from my last video how my mom told me not to come home unless I get a real job, so you know how it can be. From my most distant memories since immigrating, my parents and I have a rocky relationship. But this year, when I turned 25, something shifted just a little. And that shift was amplified when we went on this family trip together to Europe. And yeah, I know how that sounds, but on this trip, I felt it. Just a tiny bit. All those times people told me, just wait till you're older, and I barely believed them. To those slamming doors and holding tears, this is also a reminder for you to bring into 2025. Currently, I am packing for Europe with my family, and that sounds so casual to say, but actually, we don't ever go on family vacation together. I don't really remember the last time. For context, my relationship with my parents has been an ongoing work in progress. I will say we have worked on the relationship unspokenly throughout the years, but from ages maybe 12 to 23, which is long, I know, was pretty bad. And now we're going on a family trip in Europe for a bunch of days.
5 meters of snow in the winter, so almost every room.
Currently packing for a bike trip with my dad. I feel like these are the types of things that I've been wanting to do with my parents, these more adult time, quality time type things. So I booked this tour, paid for it and everything. Definitely an adult moment. Can't remember when the last time we biked together was. Can't remember when the last time we actually just spent time, me and him, together was, so. I'm literally dying.
For the
Literally
travels,
dying.
the ferry, you can see down there.
We made it. We made it on top.
Yeah, that's right.
I wanted to give some context as to why I'm nervous for a family trip, because I understand that some people might not understand why I'm not excited. It's such a privileged thing to do. The goal today is to find a cute cafe and write my thoughts down. Let's go. But the context is that my parents and I don't have a healthy history of getting along at all. We actually have a lot of unresolved conflict and just history of fighting every time we see each other. And it's been like that since I was 12. Around the time when I immigrated to Canada, there used to be a lot of shame in it. Like, oh, you don't talk to your parents? Like, oh, you don't get along with them? Oh, you're not excited about a family trip? But then as I got older and talked to more people about it, I realized that family is complicated for a lot of people. And the more I talked about it, the less shame there was. So that's why I wanted to highlight this story. Anyways, the reality is, though there were many moments with my parents, I spent most of this trip with my brother, actually, watching him grow and get inspired by life. Just as a simple 10-year-old, it felt healing.
You okay? What did you find? Chickens? Look at all those chickens.
If you've seen my other videos, you also know that my mom was very harsh when I wanted to pursue content creation, saying very, very harsh and mean things. So if you had told my 19-year-old self that I'd be sitting here in Norway on a family trip that is somewhat non-disastrous, sipping on some coffee with oat milk, though most of the conversations are silent, at least there has been no huge fight. I don't know if I would have believed you. Family trip where you actually kind of get along, I'm just sitting here realizing my brother sees me as a role model. I'm abroad having fun. My parents are spending their hard-earned money. They're healthy enough to bike with me. They're healthy enough to take thousands of steps a day. And suddenly, it kind of feels okay. Yeah, I guess for the first time in a long time, when it comes to family, it feels okay. On this trip, I also just realized that it is true when they say it is our parents' first time experiencing life as well. The looks in their eyes when, you see a whale come up in the ocean, or they go to some restaurant or taste something for the first time, it's the same look that my brother has when he's really curious about a flower or a plant, or the first time he went rock climbing or zip lining. It's that same look. It's such an interesting family dynamic because there's my parents close to their 60s, there's me in my 20s, and my brother, literally a kid at 10 years old. All three stages, we have been experiencing life for the first time together. It's kind of a magical, touching feeling that I hope you get to experience one day. So to my younger self, who was in her bedroom crying, just wishing and praying for a normal family, or a family that gets along, or a healthy dynamic, I was in so much pain, but I would love to tell her that perhaps down the road, though it's super hard to believe, with a bit of patience, a lot of time, a lot of distance, some self-awareness, some things can be revived. Things aren't so bleak. Yeah. Maybe it's okay.
对焦